Hey everybody. Now, one of the behavioral traits that I teach in the mental game aspect of my Forex course, and you hear me talk a lot about mental game, and I still say that, it's all about the mental game. I don't care, if somebody gives you inside information. If you don't have the right mental game, you're not going to make money consistently. And by the same token, if you have the right mental game, you could literally throw darts at a dartboard and make money. I'm not saying you're going to make a lot of money, but you'll make money. It's all mental, okay? So, one of the behavioral traits that I talk about is alignment, okay? Alignment means operating in a way that is aligned with your own personality. And the reason why this is important is that when you do things that are naturally comfortable for you, it tends to eliminate any sort of conflict or stress, internal conflict or stress. For example, I like to buy when prices are going down, and I like to sell when prices are going up. And many of you might say, well, that's obvious, but it's not obvious to everyone. And a lot of people like to buy when prices are going up and sell when they're going down. Those are momentum traders, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's another approach. I just feel uncomfortable in that approach. If I buy when the price is going up, then the next tick against me, I feel like I've done the wrong thing and I jump out and I probably will end up sabotaging myself. And vice versa. People don't like to buy when it goes down because they say, well, you're catching a falling knife. I've had comments here or people who have emailed me say, Mike, why don't you wait for a confirmation? We like what you're trying to do, buying cheap. There's no such thing as a confirmation that you're just buying high again. If the market goes down and hits a low point and you think that's your point and it starts going back up and let's say it crosses back up above something, a moving average or a recent high, and then you buy, you're buying high. And there's nothing just because it went back up above a moving average doesn't mean it can't turn right back down again and drop to new lows. I've had that happen a million times. So there's no such thing as confirmation, and there's no such thing as a perfect approach. Everybody's approach is okay if you have the mental game to deal with it. Now, how do you know what you're aligned with? That might sound like a stupid question, but a lot of people really don't know. And one of the ways to find out where your alignment really is when you're faced with adversity. Okay, today's a great example, or over this past week is a great example. I've had, many of you are in positions that are not working out right now. Let's say long Aussie dollar, long Canadian, that kind of stuff. Maybe long stocks, right? It's not working out, and you feel the adversity, you feel the stress, you feel the tension, and maybe you're second guessing yourself and you're saying, you know what? I like Mike, he's a great talker. I like the stuff he talks about, but this approach is not for me. And there you have it. That's where your alignment is. So even though it sounds, right and it sounds great, and it sounds logical to buy when things go down and sell when they go up, the minute you are faced with adversity, you have to do a check on your own feelings, on your own emotions. And either you will come away with the understanding that, hey, this is not for me, it's not my style, I'm not aligned with this, or you will realize that your emotions are just that. They're emotions. You're allowing fear to rule you. That's another thing. And then that gets back to training, okay? If you say, well, wait a minute, I'm being kind of irrational here. I got into this based on a macroeconomic or MMT analysis. None of that has changed. But I'm allowing fear to rule me. And we've had some really nice comments posted up here recently by some very astute observers who said, if fear is ruling you, then it could be a sign you are over trading. In other words, taking on too much risk. Lower the risk. All right, so the lesson here is to be aware of your feelings and then ask yourself, honestly, what is causing that? Is this just not for me? I don't like this approach. It's really not aligned with my personality. Or is there some other thing going on here? Is it just an irrational fear? Like, I just feel scared. And then, like, why do I feel scared? Are you feeling scared about the loss of money? And if so, maybe think about lowering your exposure next time. But once you delve down into your feelings, you're really, really starting to get closer to your goal, which is successful trading. All of you can master this. Believe me, all of you can master this. But first, you have to master yourself. See you soon.